All right, I am super excited to share this with you guys. So I just went through setting up Terrateam in my own personal environment, and I wanted to share that with you guys. If you're not familiar, Terrateam is a way that we can integrate Terraform with GitOps and run it directly from our own GitHub repository. So I will have all the links in the description. This video is going to go through the exact setup. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. They're fully open source. You can go ahead and start using it today, no cost. They do have some pricing plans, of course, and some enterprise stuff, but they give you a lot of these good features for free anyway. So you can get some more support with their enterprise plans. But the biggest thing for me, Terraform Cloud, they make you use Terraform Enterprise if you want to run stuff on premise in a high compliance environment where you're running it in your own VPC. With Terrateam, they directly integrate with GitHub. So they don't have to manage any of this. They don't care. You just set it up and then they reach into your GitHub and whatever you have configured there, whether you have secrets, you have your teams for your authentication that can be integrated with Active Directory. You want to set up your on-premise runners. All of that's handled through GitHub and Terrateam just takes advantage of it. Okay, so to kick us off, here is Terrateam. If you're not familiar, real quickly, it is a GitOps solution. They're heavily integrated with GitHub, which has a lot of benefits to it. So it's an open source platform that allows us to deploy our Terraform and OpenTofu. We're going to go through Terraform here. So you can start with a free trial, and this is integrated with GitHub so that we can deploy through actions, and it manages a lot of that deployment process for us so that you're not managing it yourself. We still will be managing our own state, but this is a good way to do it. So let's get into the demo. So here is our networking TF, and as you'll see here, let's open this up in Cursor. Very simple. It just makes an AWS VPC, subnet, and some supporting resources. We don't want the emphasis on Terraform here. I just want to show you how TerraGrunt can manage our deployments. So go back here, and here is the quick start guide. So we're going to get started here. You'll want to sign up and install it. So go ahead and log in or create an account. I linked it directly to my GitHub, so that's great. And then once you're logged in, you'll see I already set up my one. We're going to go to install and then configure, and you can select your organization. So I already installed it here. We're going to do it on my Josh Geisler organization. Really easy. Just click a button. I already did it, so I can't show you, but there's no problem with it. So go through that. You'll get a 14-day free trial if you want, or there is a free tier as well. So the free trial just has a few more features that you can use, but really, if you're a small team, you could use this free trial for free. So next up, here is our networking TF, and let's go ahead and get started on the quick start guide. So we finished our install now, and let's go ahead and download the GitHub action. So here's the action. What you'll notice if you use GitHub action before, this is a little different. This one will not change, so you're not making customizations in here. So we want to make in .github workflows /terrateam.yml. And then you'll see do not modify. So this is a preset action that they create for us. And it's going to pull out some values from our own application that we just set up in GitHub. And then it pulls down the Terrateam action runner. And that's where everything will start. And then we'll configure it within our configuration settings. And so now we installed that. That's done. That's all we have to do once we commit that. And then now we can start using Terrateam. So it's that simple to go. If you're using a cloud provider, we do have to set that up, but it's not too bad either. But you can go through the null resource if you'd like. I'm not going to do that. You'll be able to see kind of how Terrateam works. If you just want a really quick demo, you can do that in 5 minutes. But I do want to deploy into AWS. So I'm going to go to cloud providers, AWS, and then let's go down to, I'm going to use the AWS CLI here. So they give us this nice command. It's a Terraform, it's a CloudFormation stack that we can deploy. So let's go into my terminal and let's go ahead and paste this in. And then I just have to go up and edit. So the one thing we want to edit here is our GitHub organization. So we're just going to replace this GitHub org with Josh-Geisler and then hit enter. And so I'm already logged into my account with the CLI. If you're not, go ahead and do that, but I'll assume you know how to do that. And then if we go into our stacks, let's refresh. Here is Terrateam setup. We're going to get 2 resources out of this. We get a GitHub OIDC provider. So that's how we authenticate to AWS through Terrateam. It'll be the OIDC connection. And then we will have a Terrateam role. And this is an IAM role that allows us to create AWS resources on behalf of this account. So this should be done if we refresh, and there we go. Create complete super quick. So now configure that OIDC. So now that we created it, we have to tell Terrateam where we actually want to point to. So let's go back to my cursor, and this is going to go in Terrateam /config. So let's do .terrateam /config. Let's see, does that include an a .yml? Okay. So let's rename that, drop off that a, and then paste in here. And you'll see the role ARN, we do have to replace our account ID. So I'll go grab that from AWS. And let's just paste that in there and save. And now I think we should be good to test it out. So let's do git status. Let's add all of this. Commit Terrateam init, git push. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a new branch. Call it demo. And then let's go into my cursor. And I'm just going to modify my subnet here. So let's make that on 10.0.2 instead of 1. And we'll name this change cider. Go ahead and commit, publish branch. And let's go back to GitHub. So now we should see, let's refresh, make sure our workflows are in here. That looks like it's spelled correctly. Everything looks good there. Let's go on to pull request, create pull request. And now we're going to merge from demo into main. Go ahead and open that. So now you'll see it'll do the normal check for conflicts, and then we should see the action pick this up here in a second because they're .tf files that are being changed. And there is the Terrateam apply and plan hooks. So I'm actually going to open this inside of Terrateam. So you can see, let's go to repositories here. Here is our networking TF. You can also set up from here. It gives you the steps, but it's exactly what we just went through. And then if we go back, let's open up our runs. And our plan has finished successfully, it looks like. Has it updated here? So that's still waiting. We do have a plan. Was this from prior? Okay, this was 10 minutes ago. I actually set this up 10 minutes ago, and I was not recording, so ignore that one. This one is currently running. Hopefully we get another plan. Okay, just took a second, and it looks like our Terrateam plan, post hooks, pre-hooks, and default are complete. And you'll see we get thumbs up across the board. Here's our plan. We can view the outputs. Let's go ahead and do that. Here is the portal again. Success. So we get cost estimation, going to be 0 because it is just the VPC. Pre-hooks, looks like that's just the OIDC connection. And then the directory, we have default. Let's open up our plan. And here's your plan, just like you look at on the console. So we have our internet gateway, route table. All of this stuff is totally new because it's not deployed. And real quickly, I think I mentioned it, but we do have our provider. This is our own backend S3, so we manage state here. It's not Terrateam. Terrateam is just structuring this apply for us, and it runs on our own GitHub action. So one really important thing for that is that things like Terraform Cloud Enterprise is the only way to get an on-premise runner. So like if you have a high compliance environment where you have to deploy from within the environment, you have to buy Enterprise. There's no choice. You do that, or you can manage all of your own GitHub actions. This is open source. I could go set up my own GitHub runner. Let's not do that. So if I wanted to go in here, I could go to settings and open up my own GitHub runner here, deploy this on my AWS VPC, put it in a private subnet, and then all of this runs there. It's inside of that, and it's completely owned by me. So that is one of the really big benefits here. With that being said, let's go back to the pull request, open this up, and again, all of this looks good. Here's the plan as well. So you'll see right inside of here, you can view it. And then if we scroll down, plan to add 7, no changes or destroys. Cost estimation, 0 across the board. And so there's 2 ways. This is what gets interesting. There's 2 ways we can do this. We can merge, and that will automatically apply this, or we can comment Terrateam apply. So this is something I'm not really sure where I stand on this. There has been an ongoing debate about this. If you've worked in Terraform for a bit and you have an environment where you have pull requests that need to be approved and all of that, you've probably experienced it where you make this really nice pull request, you modify everything, you make it look clean, and you comment, and you open the pull request, get it approved, and then it fails. So the plan goes good, but the apply fails. And then it's like you have to go back and make 1-line tweaks 5 different times, and it just destroys the Git history. So there is a benefit to having all of those changes in the Git history, but there's also a benefit to let's apply it, make sure it works, and then commit it because that's our source of truth. So I'm going to be testing both of these out. I might let you know in the future which one I like, but let's go ahead with the comment because I think that one's a little interesting and not what you'd expect. So we will just comment this here, and Terrateam should pick this up now that we've kind of triggered it, and it should start our apply. So I'm actually going to open up over here, go back to runs, and there we go. We are running our apply. And so while these are running, I'm going to go talk about a few other things. So we did the absolute bare minimum for setup. That was just like, let's deploy with Terrateam. Absolutely nothing else. And this environment is so basic, it's just a VPC. But Terrateam, it's like comparing Jira to Trello. Like, it can be difficult because there's a lot of things you can configure, but it's so good because there's a lot of things you can configure at the same time. So if we go down here, I'll link all this in the description, so you should really just check it out for yourself. But some of the important things. So access control. Actually, first, we'll go through basic structure. So we have access control, we have apply requirements, we have directories, hooks, and then workflows. The access control. This is really important for large teams, especially in an enterprise environment. You can actually integrate this, and this is why they're so tightly coupled with GitHub right now. You can apply it to your GitHub organization and your teams within there. So we can set access control on who can make changes, and it's always pulled out of the main branch. So you need code owners or whoever to approve it. It has to be in main branch, and we can say exactly who can do what. So you could say your SRE team is the only one that's able to apply, but everyone can plan it. And again, there is no, like with Terraform Cloud, if you don't have enterprise, you're not integrated with your Active Directory. So you have just username, password for your login, and you have to make sure that someone's managing that. And there's no single source of truth for that identity provider. But with this, we're just offloading it to GitHub. There's no need to set up your GitHub repository controls, set up your Terraform Cloud controls, set up your AWS controls. Like, there's so many things to manage. Whereas this, it's just like make a connection and then say what GitHub users can do this. Now, apply requirements. This is just saying certain things like we want to check for merge conflicts. We want to make sure that there is an approval of at least 2 people approving this before it can be merged. So we can do this through GitHub as well, but this is just another layer of protection that we're allowed to do. And then moving down to directories. So they do have a tagging structure. So we could say that we want to apply only our production. We want to apply only our EC2. So if you have an EC2 module that is deployed in dev, staging, and production, we can deploy only to production, or we could only apply EC2 to all 3 environments, or a mix of those. So it gives you so much flexibility on what you want to apply and when to make sure that you're only changing the things that need to, and it can dynamically do module discovery to deploy the other things. So like if your EC2 is dependent on VPC and there's changes in VPC, it knows to apply that first in a staged manner. So it'll apply your VPC and then apply your EC. And then lastly, hooks. These are a little more custom, so we can set up some pre and post scripts. Right here, you'll see this is just echoes, but any cases that you need to run things before or after, you can structure them here. You can just do bash, or you could set up like a Python script and store it locally. So whatever you want to do there, go check out the hook section for more. And then lastly, we have our workflows. So this is where we can configure it to, we can point to what var file we want to use. We can say that we should only be doing an init and a plan for our plan, and then for apply we should be doing all 3. So again, just so much customization. If you don't want to customize it, it'll do it by default like we just showed, but if you do, you have the ability to make all of those changes. And then the other thing, secrets and variables, again, because we are integrated with GitHub, we just offload it to them. You can go into your GitHub here, and we'll get back to that in a second. Go to your settings, and then go down to, I think it's under actions. Sorry, no, it's secrets and then actions. And so you can set up, they support environments, they support repository secrets, organization secrets. So manage that all through GitHub, and Terrateam just picks it up. That way you are not dependent on Terrateam, but they're able to just integrate directly with what you already have and maintain that for you. So really good solution here. I'm liking this a lot. It can be a little overwhelming when you first look at it because there's so much configuration, but as we'll get into now, this is all we did. I mean, the demo took what, 5, maybe 10 minutes to set up, and we already have this applying. So let's scroll down here, and it looks like all checks have passed, so that applied. Let's go. We have green check marks here for applies. Let's go into VPC, make sure we have this here. And if that is there, then we'll go ahead and merge. VPCs, we have two. There is our dev VPC, which as you can see based off of our main, that should be the name of it. And let's open that up. And then inside of here, we have our dev subnet, dev route table, dev internet gateway. So that looks great. And now in this workflow, that's where I would then merge this. And it's just myself, so no approvals or anything, but we can merge it there. And there we go. So that is a full walkthrough of setting up Terrateam. Like I said, I was a little hesitant when I saw this because it's kind of overwhelming, but I'm really excited to start using this in my workflows. I've been trying to move away from Terraform Cloud because of so much of their cost changes that they have now that they're really trying to squeeze out the enterprise dollars, and it's making it hard to justify using it because they're putting a lot of restrictions on the open source that they offer that has so many different restrictions they have now. So I'm going to be using Terrateam in some of my new deployments, and I'll let you know in a few months how it goes, but I'm really excited to start using this because you can do everything through GitHub Actions, but like managing them yourself and setting up the actions, but you have to manage all your credentials and like store secrets. It's just, it can be kind of a pain, and there's not really any great way to do it. So I'm excited to start using Terrateam. Check out in the link below. I will have it in the comment, the description, the links all to Terrateam. I'll have my own repository that I set this up in. I'll have everything that I can link down there. So go ahead and check it out and try it for yourself.